This is a wonderful honor for me to get the opportunity to introduce some good friends to this committee. I'm sorry not to be here at the outset to do that, but I'd like to say it was the honor of a lifetime for me to serve as U.S. Ambassador for the greatest nation in the world when I served as U.S. Ambassador to Japan. So I'm speaking from experience as I make some comments. First, I'd like to start with my good friend George Glassmary. It's good to see you here as well. George has all the qualities necessary to excel in a very strategically important post, Japan. George is a lifelong businessman with more than 30 years of experience closing deals and creating value. We need someone like Ambassador Glass at Mission Japan. George is an accomplished businessman who is well positioned to capitalize on what I see as is an enormous opportunity to further strengthen U.S.-Japanese economic and strategic ties. Importantly, George is an experienced diplomat who served as U.S. Ambassador to Portugal during President Trump's first term, earning the State Department's award for exemplary diplomatic service. During his time in Lisbon, George strengthened economic ties between the United States and Portugal, supported the U.S. military, and countered Chinese malign influence abroad. In other words, George, in his first ambassadorial role, demonstrated that he is precisely the type of diplomatic leader that America needs to further President Trump's foreign policy agenda in Japan and in the broader Indo-Pacific region. Finally, George is a man of deep faith, with the drive and the conviction to tackle the toughest challenges. And if confirmed, George will make an outstanding U.S. Ambassador to Japan. Let me now turn to President Trump's nominee for U.S. Ambassador to Canada. That's my good friend Pete Hoekstra. Among Pete's many accomplishments and qualifications are his 18 years in the U.S. House of Representatives, where he represented his district in Michigan, and he served as a pivotal leader on the Hill. As chairman of the House Intelligence Committee, for example, Pete was a key in driving bipartisan laws to overhaul and improve the effectiveness of our intelligence community after 9/11. Pete is also an experienced diplomat who served with distinction as U.S. Ambassador to the Netherlands during President Trump's first term. He knows how to foster cooperation and advance shared goals with our partners while protecting U.S. interests, which are skills absolutely essential for success in Canada. With his distinguished foreign policy background and his passion for public service, Pete is the right man to represent the United States of America and Canada during this critical and important moment. And while I'm up here, I'd just like to say a quick word about Ambassador Ronald Johnson. While I don't know Ambassador Johnson as well as I know the others here today, I've had the benefit of getting to know him. And I have been most impressed by his deep background in the military, in the U.S. intelligence community, and his accomplishments as U.S. Ambassador to El Salvador. As a former U.S. Ambassador myself, I believe that Ambassador Johnson is just the sort of diplomat that we need in Mexico City to strengthen our bilateral relations at a very critical time. Again, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you for the opportunity to introduce George, Pete, and to speak to Ronald's qualifications. I look forward to the rest of our discussion this morning, and I look forward to seeing them all passed out of committee today. Thank you.